Good morning, everyone. I just want to welcome everybody to the 22nd MedResults Network Educational Webinar and the very first webinar in our series to land on a holiday. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone on the line who plans on celebrating later today. I'm Jamie Parrott, Vice President and COO of MedResults Network. And as always, I just want to thank everyone for taking time out of your afternoon to attend our presentation. As you may have noticed, my title has changed from President to Vice President and COO of MedResults Network, and this is because we have some very exciting news to announce this month. This past month, my father and founder of MedResults Network, Jim Parrott, who some of you know, actually sold our company to a private group on the East Coast. Some of you may have received his farewell letter this last week to let you know of the change and also that he's happy to be moving on and spending time with family. He's also pursuing his hobbies, which include poker and writing. So he's delighted to have that downtime now that MedResults is with a new ownership. As a result of this acquisition, we've also acquired a new president and CEO, Jeff Rutledge, who has a wealth of experience in the medical industry, and he brings over 20 years of that experience to the network. Although my title has changed, I'm proud to say that I'll continue to run MedResults Network from our offices in sunny Huntington Beach, California. And with the assistance of Jeff, who currently lives in Connecticut with his wife, his 10-year-old daughter, and their boxer, Howie, we're going to be working on growing the network significantly over the next few years. And more importantly, we're going to be adding new vendor partnerships to the network, which will provide a tremendous value to you as a member. Now that we have new owners, new resources, and more support and leadership with the addition of Jeff, he and I hope to make MedResults Network your go-to resource for everything you need to become even more successful in your aesthetic medical practice. During our last webinar, I announced the introduction of 2 new vendors, and in the past 2 weeks, we've introduced a third. In January, Dermapen USA was the first to be added to our list of preferred vendor partners. As I mentioned during our last webinar, they are the new American distributor for Dermapen World. So if you have older Dermapen devices and need consumables, or you're simply looking to upgrade to a Dermapen 3, please contact us and we'll put you in touch with them. Also keep in mind that members receive a 10% discount off of devices and a 10% quarterly rebate on consumables. At the beginning of February, we also introduced a new skincare partner, Stemology. They're a STEM-based all-natural skincare line that over 50 of our members have asked about or incorporated into their practice in the last month. And this month, we were delighted to announce that we're now working with the premier ratings and reviews company, RealPatientRatings. Although they're newer players in the ratings and reviews industry, their founder and leader, Marie Olson, who's actually here with us today, is a veteran in the aesthetic medical industry. She has been the CEO of La Jolla Cosmetic Surgery Center. Some of you may be familiar with them as they're one of the most successful surgery practices in Southern California. She's been with them as CEO for over 2 decades. And Marie she developed the first software for the aesthetic industry in 1994, Inform and Consent, and eventually sold the company and thereafter formed RealPatientRatings. I'll let Marie tell you a little bit about the genesis of RealPatientRatings and why she began the company during her presentation. But I can tell you right now that in developing RealPatientRatings and essentially a new way to capture and analyze patient ratings and reviews, Marie learned a ton about her own practice, and she's been able to translate that information into an extremely successful sales and marketing strategy for La Jolla Cosmetic Surgery Center. You may have seen in my most recent emails that we shared a case study where Marie proved that when used strategically, ratings and reviews provided a 50-to-1 ROI for both their cosmetic surgery center and their med spa. So today, Marie's goal is to teach you how to translate your own ratings and reviews to be used in your practice to enhance both your sales and marketing. Finally, before I begin, I want to remind you that a 30-second survey is going to pop up after the end of the presentation with a few questions for you. We just want to capture a little bit of your feedback, and if you have questions for Marie, or if you're interested in learning more about RealPatientRatings or the MedResults Network benefits, you can contact me directly, or you can use the survey to let us know. So with that said, I'd like to introduce Marie Olson of La Jolla Cosmetic Surgery Center and RealPatientRatings.
Hi everyone, I'm delighted to be here. I'm going to be on my webcam just for a second so you can see who's talking to you, and then I will close down the webcam so that you can focus on the material that I'm presenting. What we're talking about today is taking something that may be a negative twist for everyone, a false rating or review, an unfair rating or review, sometimes by your patient, unfortunately sometimes by former employees or even competitors. And moving from those negative experiences to the idea that ratings and reviews can be an incredible marketing strategy if you will change how you think and approach ratings and reviews. Let's see if we can get this. Just a second. There we go. Just a minute. So I'd like you to think about your goals for your own practice. And let's talk about your marketing and sales goals. Are you looking for more new patients? Are you looking to increase conversions from the patients you have, whether it's their conversion rate at any step in the process, or are you looking for quicker conversions, so shorter time frames? And are you looking to grow revenue? And if you're in any of these categories, then I hope I'm going to give you helpful information today. On the other side, which is satisfaction, your own and your patients. Do you want to know that your patients are happy? Do you want to know what they like the most about what it is that you do? Do you want to be able to avoid negative surprises of negative reviews from people with whom you didn't even know you had an issue, let alone that it has escalated to the point that it's online and on a third-party site? And reduce your own anxiety and stress because you know how to care for patients and you know how to make your practice strong and competitive. Work better as a team. Often people don't really realize how important teamwork is to the patient experience, and the ratings and reviews that you receive will give you a very strong sense of that. And then feeling appreciated. As patients call out your name in reviews, you'll have a much greater sense that you as an individual are making a difference in the lives of your patients. So what's happened with ratings and reviews? When I founded Real Patient Ratings in 2011, only 12% of consumers were using ratings and reviews in a medical setting. And I founded Real Patient Ratings because, according to Yelp, I had a C+ practice with 19 reviews, of which 32% fell into the 3-2-1 category. And I knew I didn't have a C+ practice, and subsequent reviews, now well over 1,000 surgical reviews and 600 med spa reviews, have proven that we're a solid A practice and delivering service, care, and results to our patients in ways that they deeply appreciate. Now, consumers began in electronics using reviews for complicated purchases they didn't understand, and so now they're transferring that positive experience to medicine. And they are transferring it with such strength that they are looking at reviews before taking the next step to conversion. We know they take action after reading reviews, and reviews are 12 times more trustworthy than whatever the business can say about itself. It's not without concern, though, because there is some lack of trust of the reviews that they see. And this is why we developed 100% verified reviews process. We have 2 patents pending, one of which creates 100% verified reviews to both for the practice and for the patient, actually. And then the second, that guarantees to the consumer that all of the patients in the practice have been asked for their feedback, which is important for the consumer to know. And so having trust in the reviews is extremely important. So if we acknowledge that communication has revolutionized, our marketplace has revolutionized, and our marketing must change as well. And it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You want to get into the slipstream of the force, and the consumer force is using ratings and reviews. But let's go back 100 years or more for this famous quote from John Wanamaker, who is the founder of modern advertising. I know half of my marketing dollars are wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half. And I think probably most of you can resonate with that issue. And so I'm here to talk to you about something in which you will have data and which will give you security that your investment is producing a sizable ROI that you can trust and will achieve the business objectives for which you are making the investment. The second quote from the turn of the century, the last century, was from Milton Hershey. And he said, give them quality. That's the best form of marketing in the world. So if we want to take his advice and we want to demonstrate our quality, how best to do that? And I think the best is to let our patients speak for us, because again, what they say about us is much more believable than what we say about ourselves. We hear a lot about content marketing and Google's emphasis on social proof. Ratings and reviews are an important form of social proof. What others say, particularly our patients, moves the consumer needle and moves it more quickly. What's clear from the ratings and reviews is that quality patient experiences are delivered by a team. Patients frequently call out individuals from the front desk, their initial phone call or email sequence, the nurse or medical person accompanying the doctor, their provider in the med spa setting. When they're happy, they talk about their experiences in ways that if we were trying to write an article or a blog or whatever, we could never think of the things that they say about their own experiences. And here's an example of that. I love the results. I feel so unbelievable. I really appreciated the surgeon was careful in his decision making. And I can wear any clothes I want. I'm not self-conscious about my stomach anymore. I love my body. And so this is something that upon receiving it, yes, we want it on Real Patient Ratings, and yes, you want it on your website, but we also give you the option of going to our portal and downloading this and to be used in your social media. So let's conclude that reviews are the new advertising. And so don't put them over in a different budget in your mind. They are part of your sales and marketing strategy. So how would we go about adopting this? First, we start with the only opinion that matters, that of the patients. We need to get their critical feedback at the perfect moment following consult, surgery, or treatment. We need to learn from what they, if they find fault with anything, and we need to use their feedback as opportunities to make our practices better. The second byproduct of this is because our questions appear on a dashboard with practice, region, and national comparisons, doctors who are scientists can look at their scores on a key number of components of the patient experience and how they're doing. And what I find is when you present scientists with data, that they find it compelling. And if they're going to change, then they do change. If they find out that patients don't find them easy to talk to, and we know being easy to talk to is one of the key drivers of likelihood to schedule surgery, then that's something that a doctor who wants to grow his practice would want to fix and improve his scores. So we do all the work. We survey the patients anonymously on your behalf. We deliver the patient feedback privately to you. We publish the reviews on RealPatientRatings, and then we publish them to your website in a feed powered by RealPatientRatings.com. That's an extremely important component because we're the only review site that does this. And my intent in starting Real Patient Ratings was because I knew patients were using reviews to make decisions, and I didn't want the only place they could go to find reviews be a third-party site where they could also find other providers and where, in my experience, the reviews were not accurate about our practice. There weren't enough of them for statistical validity, and frequency was a huge problem because we were depending on our happy patients going to these sites and making their comments. And then I empower you with actionable intelligence. So this is what it looks like as a diagram. We survey the patients. We provide information for you on a dashboard. We publish their comments on RealPatientRatings.com, and then we publish their comments on your practice website to increase the performance of your own website and to help you with social media as well. And so here's what that looks like. These are widgets that with reviews that we put onto the practice website. And then what happens is in a search for the practice, that practice website will rank on a review search because it's going to find those reviews on your own practice website. It's also a review for the provider, and then we want your Real Patient Ratings profile to be on that first page search as well. And in this particular situation or example, this is a group of providers, so they're appearing individually and collectively, and Real Patient Ratings is appearing as well. So there's little doubt that someone who's searching for reviews about this practice is going to click onto a link that's going to get them to the practice website either directly or perhaps indirectly through their Real Patient Ratings profile. And these are what the profiles look like on Real Patient Ratings, and about 80% of our traffic comes from someone clicking on a review link for our members either by the provider name or by the practice name. And then we want them to be able to look at the reviews there and click over to the practice website to take action. So this is a practice name listing. This is an individual physician listing. And then here's this is our med spa group listing, and there are individual provider listings as well. So less is only more where more is no good. So once we have reviews and we're happy with our reviews, then the issue becomes how do we expand the reach of those reviews to our marketing benefit. So this data is from Bazaar Voice, which is a big provider of reviews to huge retail sites, Sephora, Gymboree, Godiva Chocolates, big sites. So what they found was once they added reviews to their websites, there was a 79% increase in conversion rates. And this is what I found in my own practice the first year that I had reviews all over the site. On 3% more traffic, I had 86% more conversions to contact forms. The other thing that they're saying is add to social. So through your social media, let your quality speak and use your reviews as a part of social media, and I'll show you that. Add reviews to eBlasts, 193% increase in click-throughs when you're adding reviews in eBlasts. And then put reviews in your ads or put your ratings in your ads, and I'm going to show you examples of all of that. So here's a page from our practice website, and this is our Botox page, and you can see that here in the middle are the 3 most recent reviews for Botox, and those will be updated automatically, and those will help the page rank in local search for Botox. In social, this is an example of things that we're doing in our social media, and here's an example here of a recent review for one of our doctors that's being published as a part of our social media activities. At the footer of all of our e-blasts, we're saying click here to read more reviews, and here's our overall rating. And here we aggregated our ratings between Yelp, Google, RealPatientRatings, and RealSelf to show a 94.6 patient satisfaction rate. And I want to just point out to you that consumers really do not believe in all 5 ratings. There's actually data to show that the highest purchase rate is actually at about 4.2 overall rating. I think that's a little low for medicine. Our average rating among our doctors is in the 94% rate. And so, but it's real to consumers, and then therefore they trust it and they act. You can use it in marketing. This was a doctor joining us, and so as he joined us out at his previous office, they were saying that he had retired, and so we put a big billboard near the nearest his office, and we told everyone he's moved, and here's his overall ratings of quality. We use them we have Best of San Diego contests, and so we use those, both our former wins in the Best of contest, but overall, also our overall rating that verifies that this is not an anomaly, that this is a very strong practice taking care of patients for many, many years. And then internally, how do we use reviews? What we know is that patients who read reviews prior to consult are 41% more likely to schedule at consult than those who do not read reviews. So we send out links as we confirm appointments. When we respond to intake leads, we give them links to ratings and reviews by procedure or by provider or both. You can, if you have TouchMD, you can publish our reviews in the provider lists. And then, of course, we use them to improve marketing results as well. So overall, what we found in our practice is that we have been able to increase leads from our website, increase reduce conversion time. Our time from initial contact to scheduling surgery over the years, 3 or 4 years, has reduced by 44%. Our same-day scheduling rate is up 25%. Our 1-week scheduling rate is up another 6%. Our staff and our doctors are all happier. They feel validated by the quality of care that they're giving. And that when we do get feedback that requests us to make changes, we're able to act on that and become a better practice as a result of it. So thank you, and I'm happy to answer questions if anyone has some.
Thank you, Marie. Really appreciate your time today. And as Marie said, she is happy to answer questions for anyone that's interested. You can either email her or call her using the information on the screen right now, or if you just wait patiently for another minute, as soon as the presentation closes, you'll see a brief survey pop up. It takes less than 30 seconds to fill out. I think there's 5 questions, and one of them is whether or not you have questions for Marie. So I thank you, everyone, for attending today. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and please feel free to reach out to either myself or Marie anytime, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again. Bye-bye.